Okay, recording this video after close trade Monday, the 28th of August, 2017. Do hope you are doing well. So in this screen recording, you might notice a slight improvement in the quality of the charts. That is because I've got myself one of these new MacBook Pro 15-inch computers. Got that the other day. It's taken me a few days to get everything across to it. And to be honest, it's not a huge jump up in my previous machine, but there are two things that are kind of better than the old machine. The first one is the screen. I'd reckon the screen is about 20-25% better than the old screen. And it's not as if the old screen wasn't bad, but this one is substantially better. The blacks are blacker, the colors are brighter. It seems like, although I think the pixel density is about the same as the old machine, it just feels like everything's a little bit crisper and so on. And that could be because I'm running the latest version of Parallels and a more recent version of Windows on the machine. So the drivers for the screen might be better as well. But that is an improvement on my old machine, so you might notice that in the screen recording. The other thing that is kind of an improvement, the machine is smaller and lighter, and it just encourages me to kind of move around with my computer through the apartment a lot more. Kind of rather than being stuck to my desk, I'll just grab the computer, move, sit kind of anywhere in the apartment, rather than just be tied to a desk. But to be honest, those are the only two things that are kind of substantially different, improved, or whatever. In terms of specs, running programs, opening charts, and so on, yeah, it's a little bit better, but really not noticeably so. The one thing I do not like is this new touch bar. Got to say, there's just absolutely no benefit to it. And in fact, ergonomically or whatever, there's actually extra keystrokes to kind of do things that you used to do with the old keyboard. So don't think that's kind of a hit, and we'll have to see how Apple deals with that going forward, because I think it's been a bit of a waste of engineering time on that. We'll see. Anyway, so finally, Jackson Hole is done, and the markets could get a little bit of clean sailing, and we got some nice breakouts today on some of the kind of multi-market stuff that show us where we're going on a bunch of stuff. The first one is probably all politically driven with uncertainty, and I think North Korea just let off a missile that flew over Japan, and so the markets kind of sold off, and gold took off today. The precious metals are kind of on their way. Been waiting and waiting a little bit for this. This is my gold chart, so it's the usual setup. On the right-hand side, we have the system view with multiple time frame indicators. On the left-hand side, we drill down. We have a little bit more detail with better momentum and better pro-am on this chart. And you can see that we've been waiting for this bust up to happen. We've had our exhaustion sell. That's the signal here. Bullish divergence comes in. So the volume patterns kind of maxed out on the downside. Our cyclical support comes in on the highest time frame. We start to find strength with breaks of resistance, and that's why the bars kind of turn red here. We're waiting and waiting. We had a little bit of weakness here, and then we started busting up, and we've got a triple break going on at the moment here. So this is breaking resistance on the lowest, intermediate, and the highest time frame. Always say just trade in sync with the highest time frame, whether you're day trading charts or kind of long-term trading charts. Just go with the flow in terms of the higher time frame support and resistances. And this support held on the highest time frame, and so we're going for a break of resistance. Now, whether this ends up being just an overshoot situation that we had before, or this turns into a real trend move where this break is substantial and keeps on going, we'll have to wait and see. But we've got breaks of two time frames, the low and the intermediate time frame, that have got to run pull back to end of trend. So this is going to go places. So we're busting above 1300. And gold is driven. I'm not all that keen on the view of gold that it's a kind of inflation hedge, and as inflation kind of picks up, gold kind of picks up. So yeah, to some extent, this is being driven by political uncertainty and all the shenanigans out of North Korea and the weakness of the US dollar. So we've got those two kind of major kind of macro elements kind of driving gold. So that's why gold is kind of busting out. We kind of tested down here into 1100, and then this next test down here was into this 1150 kind of level. Now we're busting up through 1300, and we'll see where kind of gold goes. Similar picture with silver. So you can see silver here, we've had our exhaustion sell, bullish divergence comes in, support on the highest time frame. We start busting above resistance on the lowest time frame, intermediate time frame here. This is the strength going on here, and 1550 is holding, and we're busting up through 1750s. So that's kind of good. So this is like gold. We kind of tested into 1400. Now we're testing into $14, $16 down here. Now we're busting above 17, and we're breaking out of this channel. So silver's kind of on its way. I'm playing this with USLV, which is a triple ETF. Don't email me about triple ETFs. I know you're not supposed to hold them long term, all of that stuff, but that's my choice. That's my vehicle for getting into this. And you can see here, we've had all these exhaustion sells. That was the short covering rally volume going on here. We've come back in to test more exhaustion selling on the downside. Supports come in just like the silver chart here, and we're busting above resistances with this strength going on here. So that's my kind of vehicle for getting into this trade. The other component of the precious metals that I said was kind of looking interesting is platinum. So at PL for your platinum chart. And that's starting to break here, but it's not as strong as gold and silver. You'd expect it to kind of be moving in sync, but it's not really shown the bust up move. But same pattern, exhaustion, sell, bullish divergence, supports holding, we break into an uptrend, bang, and $1,000 and above is kind of the critical levels on platinum there. So there we go. So gold and silver kind of on their way, and we'll see where they go. The other move today was in the Japanese yen that busted out. Again, another one that I've been looking for to start the bust up move, and today I think we're getting going. And again, this is a little bit of a safety play because of the North Korean shenanigans. Let me just show you the system view again. Similar chart, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence comes in, cyclical support in the highest time frame holds. We start to break above resistances and we show strength, have a little bit of a test back in, and then now we're doing it again, busting up through resistances. And is this a triple break? I'm pretty sure it is, yeah. So the support low, intermediate, and highest time frames at 91.1, 91.2, and 90.48 kind of there. So we're busting those three time frames at the same time. It's come off a little bit, just lately, but because we've got the exhaustion sell in there and we're busting up above resistances, this has got a run to pull back to end of trends and exhaustion buys and so on. So we'll see where that goes. The critical level though will be parity, back to parity on Japanese yen, and that's kind of 8 cents away, so we'll see where that goes. Japanese yen, of course, is benefiting from the sell-off in the dollar. And we had this beautiful, I keep on referencing this, the exhaustion buy, bearish divergence comes in. We go for our full price confirmation with pullback end of trends on the low and the intermediate time frames. We break into a downtrend. We have a perfect low risk entry point there. Bang at that point here at 101, and then we've been selling off ever since. And I know we've had one little pullback to end of trend, but we've kind of kept on traveling through there. What we're looking for on the downside here is, again, this is a triple break. This is breaking support on the intermediate time frame, on the lowest time frame, on the highest time frame here. This has got a run, pullback to end of trend, exhaustion sell on the downside. So it's the flip side of this move kind of here. So that's what's kind of running down. And, it's kind of critical levels that we're coming down to at 91. We'll see what is it going to take to generate that exhaustion sell that'll, signal the beginning of a slowing down in the kind of collapse in the US dollar. The other one that's kind of taken off that I'm kind of interested in, and I should have jumped in today, but I didn't, is Russia. Russia is back on the scene. So you might remember I was very, very keen on Russia the end of last year, the beginning of this year. got into this move here, this breakout move, and made some good money here, but it maxed out after exhaustion by bearish divergence, flush pattern, and rolled over. But it's come back for the good, with support coming in on the highest time frame. We've had a little pullback to end a trend, and a resistance on the intermediate time frame kind of come in, but we're breaking back above those resistances, and so this is breaking back into an uptrending move. Interestingly, the confirmed uptrend signal, which is this one here at number 6, has kept us long the whole time. That wasn't for me to hold through all of this kind of shenanigans, but presumably, the mood is changing on Russia. And so we could start clearing previous highs again. So that's an interesting one for me, but I haven't jumped in yet. What have the professionals been doing? Yeah, they picked it up kind of down here on this low. All this congestion here has all been amateur bars, kind of doing nothing, going nowhere, and we've busted up through resistances again. So hopefully we're kind of on our way with RSX. So there we go. Not much to talk about with day trading wise, just to say, just keep on trading the swings. We've had some really good swings. Thursday was a great day. Friday was a great day. Monday was pretty crappy because the range wasn't there, the volume wasn't there. But just keep on trading in sync with the cyclical resistances and supports on the highest time frame. This is my MTF chart, the 500 tip bar chart, and this is Thursday's trade. I had a beauty into this decline here. And just look out for, when everything starts to hold, when we've got a highest time frame holding, and then we break into an uptrend, kind of follow along. When we've got resistance kind of holding, we bounce off there and we break into a downtrend, get short. And this was, I'll tag on this day trade because it was a beauty. This one for 8 points on the way down here. And then cyclical support holds, and then we start breaking into an uptrend. This one didn't run too long. And it took a while to reverse on the downside, but here's cyclical support kind of holding on the highest time frame and play the strength into here. It's just a question of just not being greedy and don't believe that every move is going to turn into a big trending move. Just be happy with the swings when they kind of play. And if we get overshoots here, if you're looking for a little overshoot, that is when you're looking to go short at this point here after an overshoot. If we're bouncing off supports, that's when we're looking to go long and so on. Just play those support and resistances on the highest time frame. Don't make it too complicated. Anyway, so there we go. That's about it. I'll tag on that day trade from Thursday because it was a good example of a sell-off move that kind of gathered strength. Keep looking on the 4500 tip bar chart for the professional bars. This is actually the activity that's just happened kind of after the close today, and this is with the missile news. I think we just kind of sold off 20 points and so on. The market's found a little bit of support here, and we're kind of bouncing back for the time being. Who knows where we're going kind of long term? It's certainly weak at the moment. No one's got any conviction to buy into this move at the moment, kind of take it to new highs. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure where it's going. I'm just playing the ranges for the time being. Anyway, hope your trading is going well, and looking forward to the next couple of days' trade.
Okay, just got short 45.25. Short 45.25. I was just shorting into this Rambo pattern. Came up on the 500 tip bar chart. But it's okay, it's not bounced past that. It's actually kind of kept on going through. Got some numbers coming out, 8:45 a.m. Got another one at 9 a.m. Chicago time. Got a bearish kind of view on today because we've kind of crept back up this whole level that we sold down from a few days ago. Up here we had a whole bunch of blue professional bars. Yesterday's activity, we had this blue professional bar right at the high here. Didn't even get close to the previous highs. And then a bunch of activity kind of midway. We come back into this zone again. So it's kind of an area where we're having a lot of trouble, and around number 2450. So would have liked to have seen a blue professional bar there. The only thing that we had was that little pattern, but then someone quickly sold it down. They didn't like this at all. So at some point we're going to have this support kind of come in. We flipped to, okay, that's interesting. So that's fairly decent reading. What was that? About 7,500 negative. So that's a decent, strong reading. That shows the strength of the selling into that move. It's kind of in the congestion zone, so that could be interesting for this just breaking loose into a really big down day. Anyway, so there's our weakness kind of come in, jumped in for any low risk entry point or anything like that. We're definitely at risk of bouncing off something because we've got this previous resistance becomes support. Timing of this is due at some point, but let's just see. Sometimes it just falls into a strong downtrend and there's almost no retrace involved. It just is all the way down. Alright, that just got slammed down through that 43 level that was just, cyclical support in 1500. Blue professional bars kind of stepped in the first time we'd saw that since the open, so the opening bars kind of don't count. Rambo patterns here, two of them on the way down, Rambo patterns here. We'll see, hopefully. We've gone past this support so far. We've got to go pull back under trend on the 500, I thought. And that activity all generated blue professional bar on the 4500, so that's important. Now, so this is, I'm just working with some temporary code where I'm putting those 4500 professional bars, marking them here on the chart because I'm finding them really important. It's not coded yet with the existing Better Pro-Am, and that's why they're looking a little strange because they're fighting with Better Pro-Am there to paint those bars, but there they're here. What was interesting is you could see them here at the high on yesterday. Anyway, so just so you can see on my setup, that's it. 4500 tip bar chart, Better Pro-Am, colouring the magenta, so that's what that activity is. So continuing to go down, good 40s, shit. Woohoo. I've moved the target way out, just got it sitting at 35.25. So, hell's bells, this is just letting loose. Negative 7,000, kind of 7 or 8,000 is getting extreme. We need to hold on. This has got to go pull back under trend. We've got to wait till this starts to cross before we start finding significant support at least. Alright, just had this cyclical energy kind of turn over. This is resistance on the 500. So we're getting down to make pullback end of trend kind of down here. But there's no blue professional bars at the lows. None here, none on this move down, none on the 1500. So that's why I'm staying in. Yeah, at some point this will catch on the 4500. Okay, there's that end of trend. No blue professional bars yet. So I'm sticking with 35 and a quarter. God knows what this level was down here. Yeah, 35 and a quarter. Huh. So don't like that, but let's just see what we do. Blue professional bars going down is when they're going to be picking it up. So hold my nerve a little bit. Alright, so movement targets at 37 and a quarter. Don't like having it so close to this previous low here. That's a real outlier point. Got these bullish divergence started to come in, but no blue professional bars at the low. So all I need is just another dip through this previous low, bang, and to cause the professionals to start at least taking profits on this move down, the first move down. Alright, first blue professional bar we've seen, a little one on the 500. Hopefully that was selling down this retrace. We need to break the lows of it kind of straight away. Come on, go 40 or 39s. And then we'll have another sweep down. We got this bullish divergence in, we got this one in. We got cyclical support in 4500. But we have no blue professional bars at the lows. Zip. So that's why I'm holding out for more. So come on, let's go. What was our low down here? 38.25. I'm looking for 37.25. Just go break it by a bit. Alright. Alright, previous low Rambo pattern. 38.25. Through it. Bingo. Just taken out 37.25 for 8. Excellent. Now, there's probably more in it, because that was done on Rambo patterns. No blue professional bars come in, no high average trade size bars kind of came in there. None here. This has probably got to go pull back and a trend on 1500. But there's a Rambo pattern here on the big time frame. That's interesting. Anyway, that's good. One shot, one kill for 8.